Hey everyone, welcome to Gamehound's Happy Endings, episode 15. That's 15 for you scoring at home. You got Nick, DeNicola, and Holy Goalie in the room. Gentlemen, hello.
Hello. And we are here. We are live.
I'm trying to get the website to actually post this stuff here, so I might be distracted.
You? Distracted?
Me? Yeah. Wow, Nick and I got into a fight.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Do you want to... I want some of your trading cards. Do you want to trade something for your trading cards? I need to make certain to ask this before I forget.
Okay, sure. Just let me know what trading cards you want, because I don't really care about them. What do you want?
The summer sale cards.
Why? I don't...
Because I'm trying to craft another summer sale badge.
Oh, God.
I don't even know how to do that.
I tell you, I've fallen down this trading card hole. I really love these things. I think they're cool. But I'm also an obsessive collector, so...
All right. I've sort of got happy ending stuff up, but it's having a hard time loading. Yeah, something's going on with Spreaker, dude. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I got a message that we have been canceled off of our subscription off of Spreaker. So I tried to get a hold of the Spreaker guys to like see what the fuck's going on, and left messages. They go to some third party site called Get Satisfaction to contact their people, and I said, hey, you guys canceled us and I don't know why. And then they said, well, what's your email that's attached to the show? And I wrote it in there, and gamehounds@gmail.com, and then that was the last thing I heard from them. So then I tried to get a hold of them through their email at payments@spreaker.com. Still can't get a hold. Nobody's replied to me in a week. So really? I don't really quite know what's going on. In the meantime, the PAX East stuff got approved for iHeartRadio, but the show got denied. But the Happy Ending show got denied for iHeartRadio, which I don't understand. And I can't get a hold of anyone at Spreaker. It's very frustrating. So I don't really quite know what the hell's going on with Spreaker. That's kind of the problem when you don't have really good customer service, like a devoted customer service staff that is... It's kind of like what Microsoft's doing with the PR department, and they got rid of it, and they left it just one guy. And I just get the feeling like it's one or two people, and they're really good in development, but they're just not quite there with... I have something wrong. What's going on? If they can't be answered immediately, then they just kind of wait for you to go away.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of bummed about that.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, keep trying. Keep plugging it in. I don't know why it got rejected. Maybe there wasn't enough of them. Maybe they want shows that are on longer.
Well, no. Because
maybe shorter?
The PAX shows all got approved almost immediately.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. Those things haven't been updated since March.
They listen to them? Is it because there's too much swearing or something in Happy Endings?
No. I don't really know why it has a problem, but it has a problem. I'm trying to get into the chat room through all that, and I can't get it.
Are we infringing on copyrights of the Happy Endings TV show?
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, AC Wraith's in the room. Pissed is in the room. Hello, gentlemen. Or ladies. Depending on... I don't know. Actually, you're both guys. I know that, so... Sorry. And I'm trying to get into the chat room through the site itself, because that way I can back up and stuff. But nope. So, AC Wraith and Pissed both... AC Wraith won several games last couple of weeks, and Pissed, I think, won one or two games. I can't remember what you got, but did you like them when we were giving out a mega fuck ton of games? Yeah, in fact, who was it that I gave them Puddle Forgot who got Puddle.
Shadow Guy got Puddle.
Is it? Yeah, and he said that it's an awesome game. Really enjoying it.
Really nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, a bunch of very good games went out.
Oh, you know what? Story news thing that we missed another podcast, which is interesting. Genuine leak out of Valve.
Oh,
yeah, about Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah. Working on Left 4 Dead 3, and I'll be on the Source Engine 2.
Yep. The I guess somebody was taking a tour of the Valve offices and happened to walk by a workstation where somebody had something on their screen and saw it.
There's like a list of updates.
Yep. So yeah.
Left 4 Dead 3. That I'm hoping that they go back to what they did with 1. That was so awesome.
Yep. Yeah. I still love that game. As much as I had played the crap out of it, I still love that game. Much better than 2. AC Wraith says, I'm really enjoying Sleeping Dogs. I'm saving the Alan Wake franchise for October to help me celebrate Halloween. Good choice. And Piss says, I haven't played, that his godson lives Dishonored. I think he means loves. I haven't played it. He cracked it open the next day while I was at work before I even had the chance to download it.
Yeah, there's new DLC for that out, too.
Yeah. It's a... I still have yet to play it. What a surprise.
I heard that there's a Game of the Year edition coming out later, so you might want to wait for that.
Yeah.
Get all the DLC.
Good deal. What kind of trouble are we getting into this week? I really, 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 really want to not stop playing Don't Starve. Seriously, want to stop playing Don't Starve.
You want to not stop?
I want to stop. I want to stop playing.
Oh. Then, yeah, well, maybe Darkness 2. Maybe some Chivalry or War of the Roses.
No. Sorry. Yeah, in fact, there's a new War of the Roses game out there. It's like War of the Vikings.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if that's a sequel or what, but either way, haven't even played the first one.
Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm having I finally got Spreaker actually contacted me. So you talk amongst yourselves, gentlemen. I need to reply to this email.
Okay. So Nick, what do you know about games coming out for the PS4 on release day? So in other words, I got my PS4 on order, and I want to obviously get a game or something to play, but so far I've looked and I don't know. I don't want to order something and say, oh, it's not out for 6 months.
I'm pretty certain Knack is coming out on release day. That's that sort of platformy one. I'm almost certain that Watch Dogs and Battlefield 4 are out release day because, I mean, Battlefield 4 comes out...
Yeah, soon for the old one.
Like in November. So regardless of whether the consoles are out, that game's going to be out. So that has to be launch day. Same with Watch Dogs. Like, I'm really looking forward to Watch Dogs, and I figure that's out in November too, which is either before or around the console launch.
That's interesting.
And then there's a Drive Club. That is probably, and they also have a free version of that you'll be able to play on PS4. Like, it won't have all the tracks and cars, but it's kind of a neat free driving game to have with it. Kind of a nice throwback to like when you'd buy a console and it would come with a free game. Like, that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, they might throw in some crappy thing or whatever just so you can play it. But the thing nowadays though, you can download stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing is that, once you get online, I mean, again, here we go talking about online. But if you get online, then you can download stuff right away. And I'm interested to see about that PSN network. I really am. Because I've seen what Xbox does, and all this talk about, oh geez, Xbox is gonna be like Steam. I don't think you're gonna see Steam prices on Xbox for a long time.
Yeah,
can't see, because you go on there now, and even games that are 4 years old, they still want $30 or $40 for. So
yeah,
if
and they just don't have the sales.
Yeah, if they would offer a game that's 4 years old for $5 or $10, then I might have hope. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking. So Watch Dogs, you think is coming out?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a list of PS4 launch day, but I mean it's kind of hard to figure out what's out on launch day because we don't even know what the launch day is.
Yeah, there's a couple.
So it's just kind of like what comes out in the vicinity. Like I know the Infamous comes out in 2014. I don't know when Killzone is out though.
I figured that would be out first. I'm looking at the order too, but I think that's going to be.
Okay, here we go. Confirmed day one games. There's Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, DC Universe Online, Drive Club, FIFA 14, Just Dance 2014, Killzone Shadowfall.
Oh, good.
Knack, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 2K14, NBA Live 14, Skylander Swap Force, Warframe, and Watch Dogs.
Oh, Warframe, really? They started coming out with some things for Warframe. I haven't played that in a while. But they started to come out with something for Warframe on the PC there.
I wanted to get into that. I also wanted to check out that other free-to-play game on PS3, Dust 514. Like it links back into the universe of EVE Online.
Yeah, but that's a PS3, right?
Yeah, but it's free to play, and so I've already downloaded it, but I just haven't ever booted it up. I think that'd be kind of neat. I'm interested in trying that out, just seeing what it's like. Because I haven't really played any free-to-play games.
See, I played the Warframe, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I really don't know how to chat with anybody on Steam, you know what I mean? So I was kind of lost. I was playing it, but I was lost. But trying to think, did you say it said Watch Dogs?
Yeah.
Was that on the list? Yeah, it's Amazon's not showing it.
Yeah, because I don't know if it has an official launch date yet.
Killzone, that's the other one. But you were saying about the free to play games. That's the other reason I really am interested in the PS4 to see how this Warframe works out. Because talking about some of the free to play stuff.
Yeah, you tried that one on Xbox, the tank, World of Tanks.
Yeah.
How was that?
I didn't care for it.
Oh.
Granted, it's just a beta, but it didn't grab me. It did nothing for me. And one of the things that was the problem is that you started off with the worst tank in the game. And even though I was one of the first guys in the beta, there was other people that must have been playing it long enough to build up their tanks. Because as you play, you kill things or whatever. You get experience. You can buy better tanks. And, like some other people said, you'd sit there forever just being a tool to somebody until you played enough or got killed enough to get up to the next level of tanks. And it just wasn't that fun.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I still want to try it out, though, because it looked kind of neat. Just like the whole multiplayer with tanks.
Yeah, and it should have been good. It didn't feel good. It wasn't smooth.
Is this Warframe or World of Tanks you're talking about?
World of Tanks.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Didn't like it. Nope.
And you were so excited.
I was. That was going to be my next go-to game.
Weird.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. Let me see. Go in the chat room here. AC Wraith. Yeah, Warframe. I see you playing that all the time. We got to get into a game. I got to figure out how to chat, first of all. And then if that's possible, you can walk me through this Warframe. Because it was fun. It's kind of like a Halo-y run-around shooter space game. It wasn't too bad. I just didn't know what to do. Aside from just run around and shoot bad guys. There must be some kind of a plan to it,
I know one of the things that helps, like with Steam, is that whenever you're in a game, if you push Shift Tab, that's kind of like hitting the menu button on the Xbox. It kind of takes up this,
and it's annoying as hell. Can
really?
I say, so annoying. Whenever I start a new game on Don't Starve, I have to shift tab so that I can get that little screen out of the bottom because it covers over some of the the map stuff.
What screen at the bottom?
I get a little black screen that says, if you need to get onto Steam and talk to your friends, hit Shift Tab. Hit Shift Tab to make this menu disappear. And it's literally covering over something. So I have to Shift Tab every time I start a new game.
That's weird. I don't have to do that.
Odd.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while since I played Don't Starve, but like with Remember Me and Rogue Legacy, I've never had to do that. But I mean, I like that whole Shift Tab thing because it gives you kind of full access to all of Steam's community things without having to Alt Tab out of the game. And that's pretty handy because like you can go to forums, you can look up guides, you can look at your friends list, you can do like all that community stuff just in that Shift Tab, like without having to actually Alt Tab out of the game. And that's just it's a real nice overlay.
In completely unrelated news, remember that list of the pilots, the fake pilot list from that Asiana air clash?
Yeah, that's people not.
We Too Low, holy fuck, bang ding ow. An ex-commercial pilot who previously had consulted with KTVU and was considered a reliable source was the source of the phony Asian names of pilots in the Asiana jet that crashed last month. Blogger Rich Lieberman is reporting. The pilot fed the names electronically to investigative reporter Roland DeWalk, one of the at least 3 staffers fired by the station over the embarrassing incident, according to Lieberman's 415 media blog. The Bay Area media blogger also says that KTVU managing editor Michelle Toy read the fake names prior to the broadcast as part of normal checks and questioned their authenticity, but approved the list after she was told that they had been confirmed by the National Transportation Safety Board. The NTSB intern who okayed the list was also later fired. Toy was not among those fired by Oakland TV station and its parent Cox Media. Asiana Flight 214 crashed San Francisco International July 6th, blah, 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 blah. Wow.
And you heard that that South Korea fired back, though, right? When that Southwest plane, it didn't crash, but the landing gear didn't come up. In that Southwest plane. So South Korea reported that the name of the pilot was Kent Parker Wright.
The Colbert Report was saying that it was clearly racist because they used Chinese names for the Korean pilots, and they should have used Korean names like Ho Yu Park Dis Ting. I'm sorry, Ho Yu Landis Ting. Yeah.
Oh, Colbert was great.
Yeah.
Last night he had a great episode. Well, I guess he had booked Daft Punk in order to do a song that was like, quote unquote, his song of the summer. And he took a check, like a, promotional check from Hyundai, the car company, to be like the song of the summer. And then Daft Punk canceled at the last second because like they can't appear anywhere before the MTV Music Video Awards.
Oh.
And so the whole episode was him riffing on MTV, riffing on Daft Punk, and then just making videos with like whatever celebrity he could gather up. So it's like him dancing to Get Lucky with Jeff Bridges.
That's awesome.
What's the guy from SNL who has his own talk show?
Jimmy, not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah, with him. And who's the guy from Breaking Bad?
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
Yes, that was one of the best ones when he crashes like a real serious interview of Bryan Cranston. And they both start dancing in a roller disco to Get Lucky. I love Colbert.
There's a frequent Burning Man like every year it happens, and it happens to all the newbies, the first year, the virgins, is that someone will make a point of sending them out to the trash fence. And the trash fence is like 3 miles out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Because there's always a rumor going around that somebody is playing at the trash fence at 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday night. Nobody knows about it, but just so you know, you want to be at the trash fence over by like 2 o'clock, like 1 o'clock, which is because everything's on clock face. Like at in the 1 o'clock range, at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's somebody's playing at the trash fence, and it's been lots of different bands. And this year, the big one is like Daft Punk is playing at the trash fence, and so we were like, Kevin and I said, fucking, I wish that we knew Daft Punk so we could get them tickets so they could like play the trash fence at 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday to actually be there, which would be hilarious. If one of those bands actually showed up to play the trash fence.
That'd be nice. That'd be awesome.
Why that far from the grounds? Well, the city is very big, and like it's a semicircle. So when you go out, say we'll call it 12 o'clock, when you go straight out, you get to the trash fence, which is literally the fence where it collects all the trash to keep it from blowing out into the deep playa. There's nothing out there. It's nothing out there beyond the man. There's like the man, then there's the temple, which is like another half mile away, and then there's the trash fence, and there's some people put up art projects and stuff like that, but it's really completely open, like nothing going on. And yeah, that's why it's so far away. The city's freaking huge. It's 70,000 people, dude. 70,000 people. So it's a
lot of people.
Big city. Big city. Big. I'm sorry. I'm so sick. I'm already burnt on Burning Man.
Yeah, I haven't even gone there and you're already tired of it. Okay.
I'm already tired of it. And then I have to go there and it's going to be so much work. Oh my God. I looked at my schedule.
Once it's time to go, you're like, okay, I've had enough Burning Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm good.
Yeah, I am good. Remind me on the Spreaker page where I can see the chat, because I've actually gone to episode 14.
You gotta.
It's at the bottom, the little text bubble.
See, it's not on my page. I don't have
at the bottom of the page. Is there like a
banner where it says Gamehounds Happy Endings, and there's like the volume thing and the Facebook and download, share,
the little live.
I don't have the little live thing.
Right next to the.
Oh, because I'm looking at 14. Haha, that's why I'm looking at 14. That would be why.
Yeah.
This is episode 15. Gamehounds Happy Endings, episode 15. There we go. And there's the chat bubble. Yay, because I think that the chat in the actual dashboard is kind of growing up. Is that where the plague squirrels hang out? Yes, that's where the plague squirrels hang out. Plague squirrels. Where the fuck do you get this stuff?
I haven't heard of plague squirrels,
but
I like that. I like the idea of plague squirrels. That just sounds like an awesome video game upgrade.
It sounds like a good band name, like a punk band. How fucking are you? We are the plague squirrels.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So, if you were going to have one game that is coming out, I should say, if you were going to have one game that you want to come out tomorrow, any game in the world, sequel, whatever, come out tomorrow, what game would it be?
BioShock Infinite DLC.
Shut up.
Yeah, good choice. See, I'd like to play Fearless tomorrow.
There's a whole bunch of those new games that they teased. The Order was one of them. Watch Dogs, The Division. I mean, all of them really piqued my...
Yeah, I can't. It's tough to decide between...
But also think about the games that aren't going to happen, too. Like, that would include Half-Life 3. That would include Mass Effect 3, 4.
And Mass Effect 4 will come eventually.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not really that interested in Half-Life 3 because I played Half-Life 2, but not Episode 1 or Episode 2, so...
Fez 2, possible. Any game,
Fez 2.
even games that haven't happened yet, even games that have been canceled, or we know that they're never going to be made.
Fez 2.
Announced and dream pissed. Either way. Saints Row 4, really? Saints Row 4 is coming out next week, for fuck's sake. If you're gonna...
Yeah, bad pissed. Bad pissed.
No, that was Michael O'Connell said Saints Row 4. It's like, come on.
Oh, bad Michael. Bad Mike.
Bad Mike.
Piss too. Bad piss too.
Mike. What day is it?
Well, I know.
So maybe you should actually say where that's from, just for reference.
It's what is it? Is it
TV commercial.
Geico? Is it happier than a
Camel
on a hump day? I freaking that commercial is so funny every time I see it. I can't. I'm obsessed with it.
It's almost as good as Snuffy the Seal.
Yeah, Snuffy the Snuffy the Seal thing is like you see it once and it's hilarious, and then you see it again and it's not so hilarious. That particular commercial, every time I see it, makes me laugh hysterically.
Yeah. Yep.
That camel is so awesome.
I've only ever seen that commercial once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen it a lot, and it's always tickles me.
Yeah, it does.
And then there's the one that's insurance commercials. What is it about insurance commercials? The one with the mime who comes over and says, I just want to let you know that you saved me a ton of money and thank you so much. And then the baby says, is it bother anybody that the mime's talking? It's that commercial bugs the shit out of me, and I don't know why. It's because it's trying to be funny and it's not funny. Okay, piss.
I like the one, the other Geico one that has that one basketball player always blocking stuff.
No.
Yeah. I love the way he goes,
Not in my house.
The best commercial ever, though, that I think was many years ago. It's got to be 10 years ago now. And it was during the Super Bowl. And it had a picture of this lab. And he's just out in a yard. And an alien ship comes over and beams him up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so the lab goes right up to the alien ship, right? And goes through into the star system, into the galaxy, lands on this planet, and it goes right into this big cavern. Now think Star Wars, the new one, episode 1 there. Remember when they had the big Senate meetings, that big cavernous cavern with all the people from the galaxy packed into this big, huge auditorium, whatever it was. So they come into a place just like that, and they beam the dog down in the center of everybody, right? And all of a sudden, the dog starts wiggling around, and he unzips himself, and it's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
And so the elders speak something, and it's all translated at the bottom in captions, and it basically says, "What have you learned on your time at Earth?" And everybody's listening, and everybody leans over, and the alien looks around and goes, "What's up?" The old Bud Light commercial. It was awesome. That was the best commercial ever.
Piss says it's Dikembe Mutombo is the
yes.
Not in my house. And let's see, we've got votes for Destiny, Street Fighter V, Titanfall.
Those are good, especially Street Fighter, because I have no idea when that's coming out. Well, wait, they've said that that's not coming out for another 5 years or so.
Is it really?
Yeah, they said something like we have no plans to do it for some really long time.
Oh, a squirrel in California has the plague. That's where Jason Webb comes up with the plague squirrels.
Oh my God! The plague squirrels are real.
Well, we always had to worry about that up in the mountains when we were kids, going up to Tahoe. If you found a dead squirrel, stay away from it. Might have the plague.
Damn squirrels can't be trusted.
No, they can never be trusted. Squirrel. That was the best thing out of, what was it? Up, I think it was. Was it Up? Where
Yes,
the dogs
Up.
could talk?
Up.
Squirrel!
Yep, that is the one. That is one of the great things I remember. I actually watched that recently, a couple months ago. That is a good movie.
With the cone of shame.
Yeah.
In one movie that completely renamed that they're called e-collars, Elizabethan collars, e-collars. Always known as e-collars, e-collars, e-collars. Now they're all known as cone of shame. Ultra Street Fighter 4, anyone? I don't like button mashers. I just don't.
I don't know if I'd say it's a button masher.
Yeah.
Fighting games.
Yeah, well.
Fighting games. I like button mashing fighting games because I can play those. The actual, skilled fighting games, they're so hard.
True. I am using my back scratcher right now. This is such awesome radio right now. So why don't we just talk about some of the news that we hit? We'll just kind of very quickly recap what we talked about on the show, since it's more interesting that way. Zynga in trouble again, shutting down Oh My God Pop sites on the 30th of September, and then 4 more games. Cupcake Corner, Gem Rush, Pool World Champ, and Snoops are all shutting down on August 29th. And we were kind of debating on whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. You seemed kind of pissed off that Zynga wouldn't release the games back to Oh My God Pop to let them keep making them.
Yeah, well, it just seems like if OMG Pop wants to spend money and give them some money to, take back the ability to run the website, why not just do that? They've already nearly closed OMG Pop.
Right, but they don't want to give them the games. That's what they paid the $200 million for.
But they're not giving them the games.
You just want to give them the website.
website.
Oh, I thought you wanted saying why. Oh, well, it's a good question. Well, because it's theirs and they don't want to be on the hook for it. The question is, why didn't the OMG Pop guys just go and go build something else? First off, never should have sold to Zynga. Important lesson learned.
I'm sure they're regretting that now.
Yeah, $200 million. Granted, $200 million was a lot of money, but when you sell something, that's the thing, is you kind of sell it. It's not yours anymore. So you can't really complain about when you sell your house and just keep living in it and just keep paying the landlord to be there, or the landlord lets you stay for free. You shouldn't be pissed off when the landlord goes and bulldozes the house. It's not yours. They paid you for it. I'm really surprised I haven't heard more from the OMG Pop guys to go making their own studio and starting over. It's not like they were kind of were a one-hit wonder, weren't they? What other games do they have other than Words with Friends? Or Draw Something.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But, there's other games. Go make another game at a different studio. Kind of like... actually, whatever happened to the Infinity Ward guys? Have they put out anything yet?
They're doing Titanfall.
Oh, that's right. See? Yeah, that's
Respawn.
how it's done. Respawn. Good name.
The whole gaming marketplace.
Well, with those games, 4 years is kind of how long it takes to make a big budget game.
Right, and these guys can pump out at least several good ideas.
Isn't it kind of depressing? It's every time you turn around, it's like something's closing, and this guy's over here. It's so I don't know what the word is. It's just depressing. It's like you get all these games that you played. You're like, oh, this is a great company. Oh yeah, they don't exist anymore. Or they were bought out by this guy, or they did this, or they split up, or they merged. You wonder where it all ends. If
it's not going to end. That's just the nature of the business. Is that they crop up, they come up with one good idea, and they do what they can with it, and then they disappear. But that's the high tech websites are like that too.
Yeah,
apps
get a good
are like
idea,
that.
sell.
Right. The only one that had a good idea that didn't sell.
Sucker the big guy into spending lots of money for your idea, and then run away before the inevitable come down.
Right. Look at there's two classic examples of that happening, and it not happening and having two very different outcomes. MySpace and Facebook. MySpace was offered a fuck ton of money and didn't take it, and should have, because of course they're gone now.
They're gone?
Well, they're there.
No, MySpace is still
it's
there.
there, but
I've actually seen commercials for MySpace.
Yeah, because Justin Timberlake is
weird.
one of the investors in it, and they're trying to use it as kind of a music portal, music and video portal.
Oh, okay.
Which, you know what, is good. It's good that they are trying to distinguish it as something other than social network. Like, this is a very specific social network.
The only reason I signed up for that 6 years ago, and I haven't think I've been on since, was somebody when I had the Rink, there was a client that had it, and the only way I could check on them and see when their things were was to sign up with MySpace, and then I could find out when their events were and add it to our calendar. But you couldn't do that without a MySpace thing. But I don't think I ever did anything with my page. I don't even
I tried to, and it was a fucking mess. I realized it was a bad idea when I started to play with it, but it's like, everybody else is doing it. Might as well try. And I think I probably would still have a page up there somewhere. And the other one that didn't sell out, that actually ended up so far working, was Facebook. Facebook was offered an insane amount of money. I can't remember. It was like 5 years ago or more. They were offered like millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they turned it down. And everybody's like, what, are you crazy? Didn't you see what happened to MySpace? Fucking take the money and run. And Zuckerberg was like, nah, we're not going to take it. And then it turns out he was right. Cause,
I guess it all depends on like how they run the company afterwards.
Right, exactly. It's like, do you have an idea going forward?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find out how much they were offered. I think they were offered almost $1 billion. I'm not finding it on Wikipedia, but I think they were offered almost $1 billion, and they turned it down. So that's just the nature of the tech industry, is that you make something and you sell it as fast as you possibly can, because
although if you
in
believe
the golden
in the idea,
hour,
you don't want to sell it, because usually when you sell things, then someone else takes over and they don't have the same vision that you did.
Right. You're selling it like you're selling a house. They're going to either bulldoze it or redecorate it or do something that you don't like.
I can understand people not wanting to sell an idea that they believe in that's getting popular.
Right. Well, it comes down to, when you're building something, when you're making something, you have to be kind of emotionally invested in it. And if you're going to emotionally invest in it, when you sell it, you have to emotionally divest yourself from it. Because it's no longer yours, and you have to walk away knowing that it's going to be to die. And that's what a ton of people in the tech industry, that's what they do, is they build something knowing that they're going to sell and walk away from it. And that's what their goal is. They're looking for the golden nugget, the way to just build something, get somebody interested, and make sure that they sell it at a particular time. Because a lot of times that companies that buy them are not exactly looking for the product itself, but the patents that the product might hold.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's a lot of what Zynga wanted, was not necessarily...
Well, I don't know, because that doesn't really apply to games. It applies to more tech companies.
Well, sort of. So, yeah, but remember, there's tech
companies.
There's tech and code. There's code involved in these games.
Yeah, but you haven't seen.
So you're locking up the code.
You haven't seen many people arguing over patents in games. That's more like patent trolls exist in the software tech industry, but not really in the games industry.
Yeah. Blacks for
No,
Void
trolls
says.
in the industry.
Yep. Blacks for Void says, "Sell the sizzle, not the steak." I'm not quite sure how that works, but yeah.
I guess the hype.
Yeah.
Sell
You
the
sell
hype,
a hype, not the actual product. And when Draw Something definitely had a whole lot of hype. And they did what they should have done. They did. It was a good business design to sell that game for $200 million and then walk away. The problem is that I think they were more emotionally invested in Oh My God Pop than they thought they were. It sucks when, your booty call ends up being the love of your life. Like when Microsoft bought Skype. Exactly like when Microsoft bought Skype. Skype was a good idea. It ran well. It worked good. They got a lot of users. They sold it to Microsoft. They walked away cackling themselves to the bank. And Microsoft has maintained Skype, but I would imagine that's going to change. Skype's going to be far more integrated into stuff. Skype's also incredibly useful. And let's face it, Skype has a lot of patents.
Yeah. And I'm sure for someone like Microsoft that they love that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're integrating it. It's in Xbox One.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Don't you want to use Xbox Skype? I think that'd be kind of neat to do.
Because there's nothing else it does.
Actually, it would be incredibly nice to be able to, and this is something that the integrating it with Skype would do, is allow me to phone in on my cell phone to you in a party. On Skype, on your Xbox.
Oh, on your Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, that like when I was when I was at work, and I could see that that you and Nick were in a group together, and I knew that you were already in a party and chatting, and I could see it, but I couldn't call in because it didn't have that functionality. But with Skype, I could see it on my Xbox glass, and then just click in and go, "Hey guys, yeah, I'm at work," and be able to just sit and chat with you.
Yeah, that would always be kind of cool if there was a way that they could, you could say you could be, driving down the street, hands-free, obviously, not talking on the phone, but hands-free option, Bluetooth, whatever. But if you guys were in Xbox playing a game or something, I was like, guys, I'm on my way home from China Jade.
I'll be there in 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
That'd be kind of...
Then it'd be so much easier to play games while podcasting.
Shut up. No podcasting during games. No eating, no getting drunk, and no playing games while podcasting.
Oh, see, that's getting drunk. We still have to do that,
Have we ever seen Nick drunk?
You said you got him drunk at PAX East.
Oh, were you drunk then, or just a little tipsy? I think you were just tipsy.
Probably just tipsy.
Yeah, if that. We only had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
I never get real wasted.
Sure. Never.
I did it once, and I'm like, okay, there you go.
Okay, what's the story on that one?
No, that's for another time.
No, come on, spill
Nah.
it. Come on.
Oh, look at the time. I gotta get to work.
Nick, come on, seriously.
No, we'll save it for later.
Later when later?
Who knows? That's the beauty of it. One of these days, a random aside. Not that one time I was drunk.
That one time. Remember that one time in band camp?
Exactly.
It was just one time.
Oh, band camp.
All right. Well, we will have to make an effort to have a drunk cast at maybe PAX East next year.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Isn't that what the
Kowloon kind of was.
Yeah, Kowloon.
The thing is that, and I love the Scorpion Bowls at Kowloon, but I have to say, I know I may be speaking blasphemy at the moment, they're a little light. I mean, I can drink a lot of those.
Yeah, they're more fruity than they are
alcohol.
Flat. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking maybe we want to go out to China Jade.
Oh, my way, yeah.
China Jade is a little bit more serious stuff, right?
Yeah, and then we can come back to Goalie's Bar and Grill.
Oh, God.
And we can hang out with CJ. And Goalie can make a homemade one.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. But then somebody has to drive us back to the hotel. Otherwise, it's going to be like a $70 cab ride.
Yeah, we could figure out something.
Yeah.
We'll hire somebody.
And also, speaking of Microsoft Glass, yeah, the Surface. Wow. Tanking. Tankity tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they just slash the price of that?
Yeah, exactly. They slashed the price of it. It's not doing well at all. So, go ahead and look it up if you want. But yeah, they're really concerned about the Surface. We got an Android tablet, by the way. We got the new Nexus whatever 7. I don't know. Kevin hates it.
Why?
Well, see, the thing is, he's been bitching about, I want to get an iPad, iPad mini. I'm like, you have an iPad. You don't need a mini. Yeah, I do, because it's too heavy to hold up when I'm reading. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I put mine on the ground and just leaned over my bed.
Yeah, that's what I just put it right there. Anyway, so it's too heavy for his arms. So he had to buy it. Right. He's very sensitive. So he needed a smaller tablet because the iPad was too heavy for him. So he'd been kind of like saying that he'd wanted this, and then I said, well, kind of wouldn't mind getting an Android tablet just to kind of see what they're like. Maybe an Android tablet. And then I've also got those Moga controllers. I'm like, I want to play around with the Moga controllers a little bit, see how they work. And Blacks for Void says, get Kevin a kickstand. Yeah, he's too sensitive. He needs to stand up. So he just informs me. By the way, I bought a Nexus 7 and it's on its way. Oh, okay. All right, good.
Why?
Good.
Why?
Fine. So, it's his money. He earned it. But, okay.
Oh, he did.
He bought it. He bought it. Without kind of just, I made some kind of passing remark that it wouldn't be bad to have an Android, just to kind of see what they're like. And he immediately went, bot.
I got one. I don't like it.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't like it either. He goes, it's size is wrong because it's not an iPad size. And the battery life is terrible.
Okay, see, that's a genuine deal breaker.
Yeah, the battery life is bad.
Tab. I got the 9-inch Galaxy Tab, and I got it a little over a year ago. Maybe 2 years ago now. And like I said, I wanted to check out the Android thing and the whole bit. It was going pretty good, and then they had a software update, and it just killed it. It wouldn't let me get my mail anymore. It just stopped doing a lot of things. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So it basically killed it. So cause I used to use it. Now I got the new iPad a little while ago there for myself. So that's what I use now to get my mail. And because people send me schedules and scores, and instead of getting them on the computer and printing them on paper, now I just call up the iPad, keep the email open, and I can just type in the scores. So I almost like I have two screens going. Well, that's what I used to use the Android tablet for. Now I can't. It won't get my mail. It just hangs up. Everything just hangs up with this thing since the last update, which was got to be 6 or 8 months ago, and I just gave up on it. I just said, see you later. It's just sitting upstairs. I should actually go sell it.
Yeah. I never saw the reason for it except to try and play with the Moga controller, and it works fine. I mean, it's a little there's a little bit of lag to it, but I only played one game on it. It's not anything I would play a lot of. But yeah, it's if you have a tablet that doesn't keep its battery, I don't see a point of it. But so it's a little bit of a bust for him. He may end up selling it. Piss wants to know if there's anything to the $500 PS4 Vita bundle. And just to catch you up, if you haven't heard, there was a rumor circulating that the PlayStation 4 will offer a bundle that's a PlayStation 4 and a Vita for $500, which is the price.
No, that was a rumor. I thought that was...
No, rumor. Still a rumor. Rumor. It's not going to be announced. It's officially going to be announced at Gamescom, which is later on this month.
Okay.
This is according to videogamer.com. Sony may introduce a hardware bundle containing a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation Vita with the next-gen console goes on sale later this year, according to a new report. Inside Gaming Daily claims to have been told by a, quote, well-placed anonymous source, unquote, that the bundle containing the two consoles will release at the end of the year for around $500. But apparently they're going to mention to announce it at Gamescom. And yeah, once again, Sony trolls Microsoft. Oh, this is such a fun console war. Really is. Michael O'Connor.
Man,
what?
I can't remember the last time there was a real console war.
Well, was this
like
this really? There wasn't really much of a console war during the 360 PlayStation 3
yeah,
era.
because it came out. Because it was like Xbox came out, and then a year later it was PlayStation and Wii, and so it was like it wasn't that big competition between Xbox and PlayStation. You know, like the two big guys, they weren't going head to head, and then the Wii took off so insane that it kind of trounced everything else.
Right. True. And they when did the PlayStation 3 didn't debut the same year as the 360, right? Or did it?
No, 360 was a year earlier.
Yeah, so this is really the first head-to-head competition. And then Xbox
between
and
Microsoft and Sony.
Yep.
Huh.
So.
Oh wait, when did because then Xbox came out a ways after the PS2, didn't it?
Xbox
They didn't come out at the same time.
No way. No, I think it was like almost 2 years. Let's see.
Yeah.
Play Wikipedia. Good old Wikipedia. Nothing beats Wikipedia. Wikipedia for the PlayStation 2. Are you looking up Xbox? Original Xbox?
I will.
Okay. Okay. It was released March 4th, 2000.
Okay. It says Xbox was introduced 2001.
See, yeah, so it was a year later. So there was a year difference between the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. A year difference between the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and this is the first time that they've hit bam bam. So, but still, that's if they do that bundle, that's going to be really hard, really hard to justify that extra $100 for the Kinect when you've got a package bundle that's got the PlayStation 4 and the Vita, that you actually get a handheld, a portable gaming system, completely separate and yet augmenting the PlayStation 4. I kind of want that package.
Well, it also helps that they've set up a lot of interconnectivity between PS4 and Vita.
Right. So it's not completely. It's not just thrown together.
Yeah, it's not just like a 3DS and Wii.
Gully, are you going to get a Vita, you think?
I was kicking around getting it. The only reason I wanted to get one is so I could set up my PlayStation account, start adding friends, and get ready for the PS4 and seeing how they integrate between each other. Yeah, but I actually listened to the Married Gamers this week, and they were talking about handhelds, and they were comparing the Vita and the 3DS. And they were saying the same, how I feel. The Vita looks awesome, and the specs are great, but it just doesn't have any games.
Right.
Or at least enough. In the 3DS, I almost got the 3DS XL this week. I really came close to getting it. It's only a couple $100. I was like, well, how much would I really play it? And, would the wife even play it? Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to get a Vita. If they had some more games, then I would. But not really.
Well, it may be that when the PlayStation 4 introduces gameplay that involves the Vita, because what game was it where you could help? Was it Watch Dogs?
No, Battlefield.
Or was it? Yeah, it was Battlefield.
The Commander.
I mean, there's a lot of games that are having that kind of that kind of help system in place, but that's for mobile. Like that's for iPods and Androids and things like that. I don't know if that's for Vita.
Oh, that's right. It's an iPhone. Or
it's a tablet.
iPad. Tablet. Okay, here's what Sony needs to do. It needs to come to the United States and buy all the Surfaces and then include those in a bundle with the PlayStation 4. You get a free Surface.
Yeah.
If you're going to troll professionally. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I wish Sony would just. They're trolling them, clearly trolling them, but they're trolling them in just the right way, so it's not obvious. I really wish they would do one obvious stunt, like instead of it being 1,000 friends list, instead of it being 2,000, make it 1,001.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, so that clearly they were going out of their way to say "fuck you, Microsoft." I just wish that they could. I'm sure they wish that they could.
Yeah, then they might get docked for being unprofessional.
You know what? It's a gaming console. Have some fun with it. You've waited for 10. Probably close to 15 years to be able to do this. Just swim in it until your fingers get pruny. Just let yourself go. Get back at them. For fuck's sake, get back at them.
Who was I talking to on our Facebook page with that Facebook.com? So what's it / the Game Hounds?
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
And, they were saying, "Oh yeah, I know, I'm getting a PS4. Add me." It's like, well, if I have any room on my friends list, I might add you.
Who said that?
I did. I said, I forget who I was talking to. I was like, well, if I have room, I'll add you. Maybe if they increased it to 2001, I'll put you on. Maybe it was Piss Boy. I don't know. Forget who it was.
Yeah. How long will it take me to fill up with 2,000 friends? That's the question.
How long? Isn't how long a Chinaman? That's what my stepfather used to say to me. How long is a Chinaman? How long are we going to be here? He'd say, how long is a Chinaman? Never understood that.
I don't think I'd ever fill that up.
No.
Yeah.
And what sucks now is you really can't say no to anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Your friends list out because it's busy.
Yeah, you can. Just say no.
Well, no, now you can't have that convenient excuse like, my friends list is full. Sorry.
Yeah, now it's just, no, I don't want you on my friends list. Fuck off.
Right. I have to say, it was really nice when you had a full friends list because, granted, if you wanted to add somebody, you had to delete someone. But at the same time, it told you straight out, there's no room on this person's friends list. You can't send in a request. And it was really nice that I never had to think about that when my friends list was full. Because I'm at like 90, 97, 98, 99, around there. I would have to regularly go through my friends list, and anybody that I saw that wasn't on for 3 or more days, I would boot them.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless I saw...
And you'd probably boot me, because...
I know, I haven't been on.
It's been a while since I've been on.
Me too. God, this is one of the longest times I've ever gone without it. But, Don't Starve is... It's the new black right now. Michael O'Connell wants to know, what do you think will happen if the PS4 were a red ring?
I got to think that both Xbox One and PS4 have been put through a battery of tests to try to prevent or to try to replicate that.
Did you hear that Microsoft was saying that they tested the Xbox to basically run for 10 years straight? Like, they focused the power consumption in such a way so that they're basically assuming it's going to be turned on and
never
kept
be turned
on
off.
for 10 years.
Good. They should have done that before. And it cost them. It cost them a lot of money, like in the billions.
I thought it was $3 billion, like total.
Wow, that's an alarming amount of money. But that was their fuck up. They made hot chips. Well, they pushed it out super fast.
Yeah, and that's that's why one of the things that made 360 such a success is because it came out a year before the PlayStation.
Piss says I want one of those final spots before y'all leave me for the PS4. Okay, just send me a invite. Gamer Edie, all one word. 1D. Not Eddie. Edie. Another item we brought up on the show. What else did we do? Company of Heroes 2 is pissed off.
Mm.
Pissed off an entire country. Russia.
Yeah. You know what? You gotta at least respect that. When they piss someone off, they don't just piss off one person or just a little minority group. Nope. They're pissing off Russia.
So the sales of the game have been ceased in Russia because of the way that the game depicts Russian troops. And Sega and who was it that did that? What's the developer?
Oh, what is the developer? I know they make a lot of real-time strategy games.
Oh, fuck. I can't think of it. Nick, look it up. Check it.
Let's see. I've got Steam open, so that's good.
But anyway, yeah, they say that they're standing by their story that it is an accurate depiction of the Russian troops and the condition of the Russian troops in World War II. And the Russians are saying, fuck you, this dishonors my ancestors and the people who...
Relic.
And all I could think of was realms. And I'm like, it's not realms. They're saying, fuck you, dishonors my ancestors, and it dishonors all the officers and soldiers who saved of the Red Army, who liberated the world from Nazis. So, fuck you. And so, I guess there's a big Russian retailer called 1C Soft Club, and it has decided not to carry Company of Heroes 2. And then in the wake of that, then Russia itself has said, we're not going to sell it at all. Screw you guys. We're going home.
Like Black Spear Void. Hey, Russia, release our Dissident or we release a game.
In Soviet Russia, game release you. So, yeah. So Nick and I got into an argument about the relative responsibility that developers, particularly game developers, have when dealing with either historical or current war events, and whether you can do a game, essentially turned into whether you can do a game about a war that is happening currently that doesn't trivialize and commodify the war. It isn't insulting to the troops and the people that are dying over there. And Nick said yes, and I said absolutely not, under any circumstances. Although, honestly, you probably have a more defendable argument because you say sometimes, and I say never. And never's always a bad thing to defend.
Never say never.
Never say never.
You can't defend never.
But it's made, put it this way, so hard that is it really worth taking the chance as a developer to do?
Yeah, totally. Because I don't think it's honestly that hard. I think most people just are too scared to do it because the backlash of
if you do it wrong,
is like, the backlash of doing it wrong is always blown out of proportion.
Right. And my original problem with, was it Company of Heroes? Yeah, it wasn't Company of Heroes. It was
Medal of Honor?
Medal of Honor. My original problem with Medal of Honor when I immediately saw it was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Why don't you just give more ammunition to the extremists in the Middle East who fucking hate us when we can have a game that's glorifying the shooting of people, of you essentially. And then when it came out,
if you play that game, it's nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, either way, it bothered me because it's like, wow, this is politically dangerous to do. But then immediately when it did come out, the people who actually agreed with me, but for different reasons, were people that were military people. And the Gold Star moms. Gold Star moms were all over that like flies on shit. They were just jumping all over it about how this is insulting, that you're taking my son's life and turning it into a video game.
But see, the problem with that is that whenever you say something insulting, it's always difficult to defend that position when you haven't actually played it or haven't experienced it, and you can't point out how it's insulting.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, it's just you have no foot to stand on, and I just tune you out. I have absolutely no reason to listen to someone like that. Granted, I'm not everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm biased towards games naturally, but for the most part, if someone says this is offensive and they haven't actually watched / read / played it,
yeah,
fuck off.
Right. Agreed. And
at least even Ebert played games
before he decided that they were not art. Fuck you, Ebert.
But it's like he played. He's like, you know what? I have this belief. I'm going to play it. And okay, nope, you didn't convince me. But like, dude played it. Like he did it. He had an argument.
Right.
And I still think he had a pretty valid argument too. Like,
really,
there's a really interesting line in that blog post that says something like, if you're talking about like telling a story, then it ceases to be a game and becomes like an interactive story, and that's something completely different. And I thought, that's exactly what everyone's arguing about.
Right. And
like he was arguing more about the specific gaminess, like chess, not games as a narrative medium.
Yeah, and I think that he will eventually, and that's kind of one of the things that I don't think that he put into his argument, eventually be proven wrong. He just found them flawed at their core. Right. That if he'd lived long enough, if he'd had seen Last of Us, I think he would have changed his mind.
I don't know about that. I think it just depends on. I think it was more an argument over definitions than anything else.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, what is a game? How do you define a game? What is a game versus interactive fiction and all that crap?
Black Spirit Floyd writes, Ebert said games were not art, but look where he is now, wishing he could play games, I suppose.
Oh.
Fucked up. But funny.
Oh, maybe he is playing games. You don't know what hell
That's
is.
That's true.
Actually, why do I assume
why do you assume he's in hell?
I don't know. I just kind of... I don't know. Like, I loved Ebert, and I totally respect him. I don't know, maybe it's just my assumption.
Wow, it just sounds like you were surprised that when you said it, then you heard it and you were surprised that you said it. It's like, wow, it's like a dog that farts and goes, "Ooh, what's that sound?" Jesus Christ. I would have never said that he was in hell, but that's all right. I'm glad. I'm still bitter, so I'm okay with that.
It's like, I don't know. Think of hell. I think of you spend time kicking back, playing games. Or in heaven, it's like, I don't know. You got seems work. It seems like I have to work to do something in heaven, but hell is like just waste time. Kick back, whatever. Do whatever.
I don't know. No, hell. I think hell is the place where you have to work. Theoretically, the fire and the brimstone and the pain and like pain's work. Just ask Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah, but I never got that whole pain thing. Like, if the devil is like the antithesis of God, why is he going to punish people for being bad? Wouldn't he reward you for being bad?
Right.
Which means an eternity of playing video games.
Right. And comedy clubs with some of the best acts ever. Bill Hicks every night.
An eternity of playing aliens.
George Carlin.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the catch.
All the good games go to heaven. We're up here really enjoying Last of Us. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
And that's how the Holy War begins.
That's right.
Over The Last of Us. Who would have thought? Thanks, Naughty Dog.
Dickheads. Look what you did. You wrecked hell.
Which ring of hell? Red rings.
And our last thing that we talked about, well, we had a couple of other things, but one of the other things that we talked about was that last week Toys R Us very briefly put up on its website the release dates of November 29th for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 for coming out December 13th. Put them up briefly, took them down immediately, not fast enough for the internet. They all saw it. And so I was kind of mentioning that's going to make getting a PlayStation 4 underneath your Christmas tree a bit challenging when you've got a release date of December 13th. And then the other one's coming out, 2 weeks earlier? So it can easily get on underneath a Christmas tree. And that might end up swaying the decision for a pretty much flawless release of information. Sony, if that's true, may have just screwed up. I can't honestly think that they're going to wait that long.
Yeah, and that both of them would miss Black Friday.
Black Friday.
It just seems...
God, can you imagine if either one or both of them were on Black Friday?
If they both released the same day?
On Black Friday?
Oh, man.
The fucking pandemonium.
Thank God I ordered online.
I know. Oh, God.
Yep.
People would talk about hell, a ring of hell. That would be insane. Going to Best Buy for that?
Hell is Walmart on Black Friday.
God.
You know what I'm wondering here is I'm looking on my Facebook. I'm actually one of the pages I like is the Elgato Gaming recorder. It's a capture recorder. You wonder now with these new things coming out that they all capture the gameplay automatically. You wonder how big of a hit these companies are going to take.
Well,
yeah. Well, I guess it depends on how they capture and how much they can capture and what they can output it to.
Right.
Like. I was just reading in that same article that said the Xbox, the DVR is only for gold subscribers. It says that it will only capture at 30 frames per second in 720p. So if you want to record something at 60 frames per second at 1080p, you'd have to use another piece of software, which, granted, that's only for like real high-end users. But, I mean, if you're making your living off doing YouTube Let's Plays, I imagine
what I thought was
what you want.
Kind of cool is that, I think it was the PS4 video promo that they had. It correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the one where the guy couldn't get through a level and someone says, "Oh, let me do it and record it to you, and I'll send it to you"? Was that?
Yes,
I think so.
That was Sony.
I think it was PlayStation.
Yeah, that was Sony.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we had trouble getting through an area, someone could say, "Oh, let me play it for you, record it, and send it to you." You know, so I wonder, you know.
Right, but also there's a limited amount of time. One, that you may not want that limit. So that
I know, but I mean, you know, like me and Kelly were playing Gears of War 2, you know. And there was one area like, what do we do? So she went online and found it. Well, it probably could have been a 60-second clip.
Right.
You know, just to say, okay, well, we got here. Now what do we do? Oh, this is what you do. You know, we don't need to see the whole level, just, you know, a minute of that level.
Right.
Yeah, but like if someone's watching instead of playing it, if someone wants to watch a playthrough, they want to see the whole level.
Right. Or they want to see enough of a part of a level that it takes more than just 5 minutes to do. But there's also the other aspect that in order to do the recording, at least on the Xbox, you have to be a gold member. If you're not a gold member, this would be a way for you to be able to do the recording without having to worry about being gold.
You think Austin Powers was a gold member?
Shut up.
No, he clearly wasn't. Gold member was gold member.
Right.
Austin Powers was Austin Powers. They're two very different people. Get your Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Get your Austin Powers mythology correct, goalie.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You're violating canon.
I know.
I know. Austin Powers canon is so deep and so complex.
Hey, speaking of deep and complex, I got about 5 or 10 more minutes, and I got to go pick up my dogs.
Okay.
So just throwing that out there.
And then last thing about the third-party recorders is that the Xbox One is confirmed that they will work with those third-party controllers. PlayStation 4 has not. They haven't released that information. So that's still kind of up in the air. I'm really waiting for Gamescom. We're going to get so much more information at Gamescom, and it pisses me off because I am going to be in the desert and not being able to sit in front of my computer and just hit reload for the whole day.
Yeah.
Bummer. But do you guys, I'm going to have to get on you guys that you are going to have to send me texts and emails and stuff of important shit because I cannot possibly keep up with news.
Well, that is your choice now, isn't it? You want to go out into the desert. You want to go to the moon and throw some moon rocks around. Your choice. No,
I know. If you go to the desert,
same podcast that doesn't go out to the moon for 6 weeks and then say, what's going on, guys?"
So you either
your
get
choice.
the
Maybe
news.
start a Burning Man.
Come on, I'll get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah, me and Nick will continue the game hounds, and you can go be Burning Man hounds.
Yeah, you can go burn men and do whatever satanic cult sacrifices.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can go and get Denny's and McDonald's and puke in trucks all you want. And I hope your dog escapes again. And
Shut up! That's all mean. Oh.
That
Let me out of here! Clang, clang, clang.
Here's
clang,
the line, and there's goalie way past it.
that is me. That is. Oh,
Get me! Come get me out of this place! I've been in here 2 days.
She's only just healed, for fuck's sake. Oh. Yeah, the scar finally healed up. I think the fur is going to grow over, and we're not going to get, she doesn't look like she's been in a fighting, in a battle.
Prison fight.
Yep. Listen to Stuff You Should Know's episode about Burning Man. I will. Thank you, Void. I'll do that.
I won't because I don't want to know.
It's
easier to make fun and insult when you don't know.
I need to drag you up there. Nick, I need to drag you up there. Just I'm gonna chloroform you, drag your ass up there, and you find your way back. I think that would be great. And we'll glue a camera to your skull, so that way we get to watch the whole thing. There's an interesting movie.
And all you need to do is just tape a GoPro to a hat and then just watch it. It'd be like Saw,
Right, but the thing is that I would have to sew it. If it's going to be Saw, I have to sew it into your body so you can't remove it.
Yeah, maybe not like Saw exactly. Just generally inspired by him.
Don't try to remove the camera.
I don't want you surgically implanting a key into my eye socket.
Oh, that was the worst one. Oh, that's the one that stuck with me. Oh God.
I actually just recently read through all the Wikipedia descriptions of all the Saw movies because I wanted to see what the chronology was and what the canon was.
The Saw canon, Jesus.
Yeah.
The thing is about that movie, I knew the ending of the movie from the beginning when he said your son will be released. I'm like, he's in the box. I knew it. I totally saw that one. I'm like, well, if he's going to be released, then why are you doing all this stuff? He will be released. So don't worry about it.
Didn't trust him.
Right,
Didn't
exactly. But the thing, Jigsaw always tells the truth.
You got to play the game.
Yep.
He always tells the truth when he says certain things.
That's what made the later movies really dumb. Is because they killed off Jigsaw, and then the guys that were making the traps didn't have that same kind of morality, so they just make traps that were literally inescapable. So even when people solve them, they still die.
Yeah.
And it was like, now
it's just a snuff film.
Yeah. It's like that was interesting, the first time it happened, and it was like, okay, now there's this his apprentice doesn't follow him. How is he going to react to that? That kind of thing. But then they all went off in that direction, and that's disappointing.
Blacksburg Void says, I wish I had a Saw cannon. And I just got a text from Pissboy who says, I will send you news. Pissboy, you're my favorite.
Pissboy, you suck. Quit sucking up the Edie.
Brown
Let's
nose.
see if we get you on the show when she's gone, Pissboy. When we start running the store, yeah, we're not going to mention you. We might even just cut you off totally. We might just delete you.
So, all right. So here's the deal. If you're listening to the show, of course. If you're not listening to the show, then fuck you. If here's the deal with next month. All right. Next week, we're not going to have on this weekend, we're going to release our last recorded regular Gamehounds episode. We just recorded it today.
For a few weeks. Not the last.
Not the last. Just for a few weeks. That we just recorded it today. I have to edit it, and then it'll come out on either Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Probably Sunday. I'm hoping Sunday. Then we're not recording a regular Gamehounds episode, but we will be doing a Spreaker episode on the 14th. So 1 week from today, we go to Spreaker only. There's not going to be recorded shows on the weekends because I'm not going to be around to record. So 14th, the 21st, the 28th, and the 4th we are going to be Spreaker only for those 4 weeks. So set your calendars, and that's why you won't be seeing anything except what we have listed on the front page of the Facebook. Front page of the website with the Spreaker show. You're not going to see updated episode 232, 233, 234, those kind of things. And that's simply because I'm not going to be around. Now, I'm definitely going to be on Spreaker next week. I'm going to try to be on Spreaker on the 21st. Because I won't be out on the playa yet. We'll be in Reno, but we won't be on the playa.
Are you hosting Spreaker next week?
Sure, I can host Spreaker next week.
All right.
Yeah. And then, so that will give you until the 21st before you have to host it. Then the 28th and the 4th, that's when things get dicey. Because if we can set up internet and get internet running, we should be fine. Oh, I forgot to see if I have a shift that day. Let me see if I even have a shift. Do I have a shift? Yeah, I do. But I think I get off at noon. I'm looking on our website. Everything's all web-based these days because we're smart. My schedule says I have a shift on Wednesday from 6 a.m. to noon. So, yeah. So, we might be a little bit late, or if you guys want to start, it usually takes me about 20 minutes to get from the lighthouse. I'm actually going to be in the lighthouse, which is good. So I'll go from the lighthouse to my camp, and hopefully everything will be set up and ready to go.
There's a lighthouse in the desert. Real bad construction. Real bad planning right there.
Lighthouse is the name of the radar tower that picks up everybody around, like miles and miles around, so we can see people driving and walking out, so we can direct. And they're essentially like your air traffic controller, but not really an air traffic controller. It's more like you are. It's kind of like a video game in that you're not running anything, but you're providing information of what movement you see outside and what looks suspicious, and letting them know you see something suspicious, so the guy that is the shift lead outside can go direct his people to go check out the suspicious things.
Area 51.
Very much so. Yes. So yeah, and fortunately that day I'm working Lighthouse, which is in the city, so I don't have to worry about driving all the way out from where the fuck out in the middle of nowhere into the city. So I'll just have to walk back to the trailers. Hopefully everything will be all set up, and if we have internet, then we'll go on Wednesday, and then when the next Wednesday we should be fine as well, assuming if the internet's up the first week, it should be up the second week. Because I'll still be on the playa, but it'll be my day off. Essentially, it's after the day after the event ends. So,
well, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, so next week we're back with Spreaker only?
Next week we are back with Spreaker only for the next 4 weeks. So if you want to get a hold of us, you can still email us, gamehounds@gmail.com.
And we will still not get back to you.
Shut up. Such a dick.
You want to get results, send the text 304-300-9889.
Yeah.
That's the way you get stuff done.
Oh, that's true. Actually, I should also give you the password to the Gamehounds email. So you
know what? Dude, that's like a good news show end catchphrase. And that's how you get things done. Or that's the way you get things done. Like, I could totally see some, old guy in a gruff voice saying that at the end of it.
And that's the way you get things done. Good night.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
if we were a respectable show, that's how we would end.
It's a big F.
Wow. Yeah, that's why we don't end it like that, Nick. We just say
no.
We
just tell people to fuck off.
Fuck off. And that's the way you fuck off.
Yes, have Don Matrix say goodbye.
Listen, you motherfuckers. I'm out of here. Y'all pissed me off asking your questions about just go buy a 360 and live in the Stone Age, motherfuckers. So, anyway, I can't do much Matrix this week. My
you were better
too tired.
last week.
Oh yeah, my throat's done
last week. Yeah.
I need to.
All right. Well, Goalie is tuning out very soon. So if you guys want to keep going,
nope, we're out.
All
Gentlemen, everybody in the chat room, Black Sphere Void, Michael O'Connell, Jason Webb, AC Wraith. I don't know, is Wallace Fury in there? I can't remember.
Oh, I didn't see him today.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He took today off. I don't know.
Let me go back to my Spreaker page. Let me see so I can get it. God dang it. Stupid fucker. Anyway, if I missed your name, I'm sorry. It's because Spreaker's being...
Yeah, it was a light day today. Day.
Spreaker's being a cockhole at the moment. Sorry. But... Oh, there we go. Black Sphere Void. Pissed. Oh, let's not forget Spin. Michael O'Connell.
AC Wraith.
AC Wraith. Black Sphere Void. And Dave. Jason Webb. And then, of course, anybody who's listening on our live stream, like Piss Boy, who is not in the room. Thank you again for listening. We will talk to you next week on Spreaker exclusively. See you later. Bye.
Later.
Hump day.
Mike.
Mike.
I know you can hear me.